Welcome into tonight's matchup on North Metro TV. We got a fun one for you. It is the battle for the block between Spring Lake Park and Irondale, the Knights and the Panthers. Well, how did these two teams get here? Well, Irondale, they come into tonight's game with a 2-1 record. Last season finished 2-3, but this year in the first game, or in the first season with their coach, James Manuel. He was the defensive coordinator before that. And for Spring Lake Park, they come in 2-1, coming off a loss to Chanhassen, 14-7, hoping to avenge that loss and bring home the trophy tonight. Of course, it is a trophy game. They play for the block, these two teams do, and we'll see who comes home with it. Gabe Anderson here in the press box. I'm glad to have you along tonight, and it should be a fun game. Both teams, like I said, coming in at 2-1. It's kind of a contrasting style. The Spring Lake Park Panthers really like to run the ball, and then on the other side you have Irondale, who is very good defending the run. So we'll see which way it goes tonight. Kicking for, or I should mention, Irondale won the toss. They elected to defer. So kicking the ball for Irondale, Sham Kwame. He will be kicking off for Irondale, and this game is underway. Fans ready for tonight's game, and here's the kick. Fielded, and he has crossed the 20 to the 30. He's got a lot of room across the 40, and that is number 2. Actually, the quarterback, Aaron Clausen, with the fake, got the Irondale defense, and that is a huge kick return, and that sets up Aaron Clausen in good field position right at about the 42-yard line. So 1st and 10 for John Stewart's bunch, and they'll hope to get their offense going. I talked to Coach Stewart. He told me that they just want to get 3 to 4 yards on every run and stay on schedule. And here's a pass out. Oh, and he's wide open. That's Clausen. No, excuse me. He is in for a touchdown. So on the first play, they go to the pass, and that is a touchdown for number 7, Peyton Thompson, and a touchdown for the Spring Lake Park Panthers. Last week, it took them till the 4th quarter to score a touchdown. This time, they do it on the first play from scrimmage, and a touchdown makes it 6-0. A much better start for the Spring Lake Park Panthers this week. They get the offense going, and in to kick the extra point for the Panthers, Brandon Comer. Here's a snap. Hold is good, and it is through the upright. So a great start for the Spring Lake Park Panthers as they go ahead 7-0 on the first play from scrimmage. You'll see just a quick drop back, and he got the ball and just sprinted to that. That actually wasn't Clausen. We had Braden Talso behind it, so it looks like Talso might get the start tonight, actually. So Talso to Clausen, or Thompson, excuse me, and we have a 7-0 ball game for the Spring Lake Park Panthers. Definitely what Coach wanted for them to get out to a much better start, and that's what they did right there. And kicking off for the Panthers will be Brandon Comer. And 2 back for Irondale. That is Sham Kwame. And here's the kick. And it looks like it is, did it stay in bounds? Oh, nope, goes out of bounds. So that is a penalty right there, putting the Irondale in good field position. A mistake on special teams for Spring Lake Park as that ball just goes out of bounds, and Irondale will have good field position to start their first drive. Taking a look at what you can expect from Irondale, they have their quarterback Connor Cavall. He last week he had a very good game. Very much a rushing threat, rushed for 96 yards and a touchdown against Tartan. Actually, it looks like we're going to have a re-kick here. They're going to make him back up a little bit and re-kick the ball, hoping to get even better field position for Spring Lake, for Irondale. So coach playing maybe a little bit of a mind games, making them earn it, maybe making them earn it a little bit. So they will be backed up after that penalty. And as I mentioned, the kicker for the Panthers, Braden Comer. And the fans starting to get into it here at Spring Lake Park High School. And here's the kick. Much better kick, fielded at about the 15. And he takes it down the right side. He is swarmed by some Spring Lake Park defenders. Probably would have been a better option just to take the kick out of bounds penalty, but nonetheless, Irondale will start their first drive inside their own 30-yard line. So a mistake by Irondale as and the ball was actually on the ground, it looks like, and a smart play by number 11, CJ Ritchie, to get back on the ball and not force a turnover, particularly after giving up. Here's the snap, and the give is inside, and not much doing on that play.
Johnson with the tackle. Hale with the carry.
That's number 4, Nasir Hale on the give. And not a huge gain on first down. And so we'll see what Irondale comes out with. Definitely Irondale, definitely a run-oriented team. They did, however, throw only 7 passes last game, but CJ Ritchie had a big game. 2 receptions for 123 yards and 2 touchdowns. Here's a give inside. That is number 1, Ralph Nima. And we'll see how many yards he gives. But like I said, when they do pass the ball, they do seem to get a lot out of it, but definitely a run-oriented team. And that brings up 3rd down for the Irondale Knights. 3rd down and 5 for the Irondale Knights, and we'll see what Coach James Manuel decides to do. He's in his first season here at Irondale, hoping to make a good impression. 2 wins so far on the season. And here's the snap. The give is, no, he keeps it, tries to get the outside, but he is swarmed by the Spring Lake Park defenders. A good play by number 12, Nate Litke, and Irondale will be forced to punt. Good pursuit by Nate Litke on the outside, and that forces a punt for Spring Lake Park. Just to give a fake give inside. He keeps it on the outside, and he is swarmed by Litke. And now into punt will be Nathan Hansen for the Knights. And a good snap. And the kick, a high boomer. That's fielded. Oh, it's muffed. And it looks like Irondale jumps on the ball. So a mistake for Spring Lake Park. Last week it was Spring Lake Park who had the special teams play. They had the blocked punt, and this time they muffed the punt. And number 12 for Irondale, Foster Mulhill, falls onto that ball. A huge play for Irondale, and their offense is given new life. So a mistake by Spring Lake Park. And here's the snap. He rolls out to the left, pitches it out to the running back, and he is through some tacklers past the 30 to the 25. A great run right there by Ralph Nima. Just gets through some defenders and kept the play alive. And a good decision by Connor Cavall to give it to his running back on that one. And he picks up the first down. So the Irondale Knights are driving early on in this one. Again, Connor Cavall, definitely a threat with his legs, is a three-sport athlete, coach was telling me. And here's the snap. He's looking to throw. Oh, and he keeps it. Nice juke. And he gets to the outside, past the 20, gets a block to about the 14-yard line. Some good blocking by the Irondale Knights, and Caval gets another first down. It looks like it won't be first and goal in this point. They can get a first down at about the 1, I believe, 1 or 2 yard line here. And here's the replay here. Just Caval looking, and then he brings it down, almost has it stripped, but runs through some tacklers, some nice jukes to the outside. Actually, to about the 14-yard line, I should say. I thought he got more than he actually did. So 1st and 10 here for Irondale. Here's the give. Oh, and he is hit in the backfield. That's C.J. Ritchie with the run, gains a couple yards on that one. Irondale with a multifaceted run attack in this game and all season as well. So they can give it to a good amount of guys that can do some damage, almost like a clone of Spring Lake Park. Both run-oriented teams. So an opportunity, Spring Lake Park needs their defense to step up, something that they did all season long, including last week in several key situations. And here's a snap. Oh, it looks like some movement on the interior, and that will move Irondale 5 yards back with the offsides penalty. And I was talking to Coach James Manuel, and he said that this game will be won in the trenches, and they wanted to avoid mistakes. Of course, all coaches are going to say that, but they want to avoid mistakes. Particularly, you got to avoid mistakes here in the red zone, and there was a mistake right there. So he believes the game will be won in the trenches. We will see if that is true. 2 backs, 2 to the right, and here's the snap. He's inside to number 3, Nasir Hale, and he picks up a couple yards, makes it a much more manageable 3rd down. In a big play here early on, Spring Lake Park had all the momentum going for them. They went down and scored on their first play of the ball game and then stopped them on defense, but a muffed punt gives Irondale the ball deep in Spring Lake Park territory, or I should say a muffed punt return, a fumble on the return. So 2 backs, 1 to the right, 1 to the left, wide receiver. And here's the snap. Oh, and he gives to the running back, and he is stacked up. I do not think he got the first down. And that give was to number 1, Ralph Nema.
4th down and 4 for the Knights.
So brings up 4th down and 4 for Irondale, and decision time for Coach James Manuel. It looks like they are going to bring the kick team on. I watched them a little bit in pregame. It looked like they were doing pretty well with the kicks. This is Nathan Hansen doing the kick. Actually, sorry, number 25, Alton Goldeck. Nope, sorry. Number 29, Cham Kwame with the kick. And it is good. So an impressive field goal right there. And Irondale is on the board after the muffed punt. Sets them up in good field position. It turns into 3 points, and Spring Lake Park now with a 7-3 lead. Like I was mentioning, Irondale, they average 187 yards per game on the ground, only allow 86 rush yards a game. Meanwhile, Spring Lake Park, they were averaging about 250 yards on the ground before last week, but now average 210 per game. But last week only rushed for 125. So I know Coach John Stewart wants that number to go up, and he said that they were this close to just being the ranked team that they are, playing like the ranked team that they are. They just got to take the next step, and he definitely wanted to see them take the next step in tonight's game. Jam Kwame to kick for Irondale. He was the one who made the field goal just a couple minutes ago, so a good night for him so far. Back to kick return for the Panthers, Mikey Say. And the kick is off. Fielded at about the 13-yard line. And he's got some room. He's got some room to the outside, past the 50, past the 40, and past. A great job by the quarterback, Aaron Clausen. You don't see that all the time in football. Your quarterback returning kicks returns, and that is the second great return for Aaron Clausen so far. So he's doing himself a favor right now, setting himself up with good field position on another drive. And we'll see this one right here. Just kind of followed his blocks past the 20, and then the speed took over. And Spring Lake Park sets up in good field position with two backs. And here is, and that's Braden Talso with the carry on that one. It looks like Talso will be their quarterback, so I gotta. Coach was saying he wasn't, I talked to him on Tuesday, he wasn't sure who was going to start yet, and it looks like it is Talso under center. And here's the give inside, and that's what Coach wants to do, just get 3 or 4 yards every single play, be on schedule. As we saw last week with Spring Lake Park, it's not really a team made to come back necessarily. They're not made to go on a comeback and throw the ball all over the place. So Talso under center on a 3rd and 5. We'll see what they decide to do here. Keep it manageable, avoid penalties. And here's the give inside. And number 12 has a little bit of room. That is Nate Litke. And I believe he will be short. I believe he will be short. And it looks like the offense is still in, so it looks like they will go for it on 4th down. In high school football, this is sort of no man's land right here, really between the 40 and about the 20-yard line. Can't really kick a field goal. So 4th down and 3, and the option outside. He's got some room, and he will get the 1st down. That's Litke. So a good call by Coach John Stewart, and they pick up the 1st down. Just a simple option to the right side, and Litke found some room and got himself a 1st down. Huge play for Spring Lake Park, and now they're driving. Definitely Coach wanted to jump on Irondale early, something that they didn't do in their last game. Like I said, didn't score until the 4th quarter. So they are trying to jump on it right away. And here's a give, just straight up the middle. Interesting. Oh, and the ball is out. The ball is out. And it is Irondale ball. So, Braden Talso, it was kind of an interesting play. He just stood up and followed his blockers forward, but then the ball came out, and it is Irondale ball. So that is the 2nd turnover. We'll see what happened here. Yeah, he did get the snap clean. Just got hit by number 41, Tavante Wheeler, and the ball came out. So Irondale gets the ball back. And he is a give inside. No, he keeps it on the outside. And he's got a little room. It's number 1, Ralph Nima on the carry. So we're seeing both teams sort of go into this option look tonight. And so a gain of 5 on that one. So like we said, 2 run-oriented teams here tonight. And we're seeing that so far. Although our only touchdown was on a pass, on a quick screen to Thompson. And here's the snap, give inside. And he's got some room. He's breaking out, and he will be gone. That's Ralph Nema on the touchdown. And the Irondale crowd has come to life as Nema breaks through the line, and he had clear sailing, no one back for Spring Lake Park, and a touchdown for the Irondale Knights. Nema with the touchdown. And they are pumped over there on the Irondale sideline, as they should be, because they just took the lead on Spring Lake Park. And in to kick the extra point. And it's good. It is through. That was Nathan Hansen on the extra point, and that is good. Again, it's Nema with the touchdown, and Irondale takes a 10-7 lead. We'll see this play once again. Good blocking up front, and once he was gone, he was gone. Just went right through the hole, and it looked like the defenders just took a bad route to get him, and he was gone after that. And we'll see it one more time from this angle. Just really, I believe, untouched the entire way. Just found the hole. A great play call by James Manuel. And that will turn into an Irondale touchdown. So a big play from Nema. And they take the early lead here. Again, this is a trophy game. They are playing for the block between Spring Lake Park and Irondale, a rivalry that goes back. Last year, these two teams played, and Spring Lake Park came out with the victory 21-0. But we've seen offense so far in the first half, as we didn't in that game so much. And here's the kick. And it looks like, yep, that'll sail out of bounds. So we'll see if they're going to make them re-kick or if they will just take the penalty. We'll see what Coach John Stewart wants to do. And it almost looks like they're going to make them re-kick here. Yeah, a little bit farther back. Now, remember, this for Irondale, this actually came back to bite them because they re-kicked and made Spring Lake Park re-kick, and they ended up with even worse field position. So we'll see if it works out for Spring Lake Park. Beautiful night for football here at Spring Lake Park. About 64 degrees when I came in. And here's the kick. And they switch it over to Clausen. And again, another good return for Spring Lake Park. They're getting good field position, taken down at about the 40-yard line, and that's where they will start their drive. So, and it looks like they are going to stick with Braden Tauso at the quarterback position here. And here's the snap. Give is inside, and he's got some room past the 50-yard line. And that's Ogile on the run right there. And a good run, just power football inside. And they pick up a big gain and a first down for the Panthers. And after the first play scoring a touchdown on a throw, we've seen a lot of running so far, as we thought we might here at Spring Lake Park High School. Under center once again, and here's a give inside, and a pretty good gain right there. That's Clausen. So Clausen, who was the quarterback last week, is being used in the backfield and in kick return right now. So a little bit of a different strategy for Coach John Stewart. As you see Tauso there, getting his guys ready. Almost a switch, so Clausen usually plays quarterback. Tauso usually plays running back. So almost a switch, and inside give. is to Litke. And a good run there. He is close to a first down. I think he'll be a little bit short. First down on, looks like you actually did get the first down on that one. The chain gain moved a little slow on that one, but it's okay. We're all getting there. And again, Spring Lake Park driving in Irondale territory. Let's see if they can take advantage here. And here's a give inside, and he is stuffed close to the line of scrimmage, maybe a little behind it. That is Clausen, and just nothing doing on that one. Clausen got stuffed by the defensive lineman for Irondale. About 1:40 left in an entertaining first quarter here at Spring Lake Park High School. Beautiful night for football. And Tauso keeps it, goes over to the right. And it looks like he might have had Braden Comer outside, but didn't see him. And that'll bring up third down and 5. Yeah, it looked like he had Comer for a pitch outside. Could have gained some more yards, but either way, it's third down and 5. And a big spot for Braden Tauso and the Spring Lake Park offense. Here's the give. Oh, and he is stuffed in the backfield. That's Nick Ogile. And the Irondale defense read that play the whole way. They saw where it was going. They saw the misdirection. And that was stuffed at the line right there. A good play by the Irondale defense. And they'll go for it here on fourth down. And a throw back to the left, and he's got some room. And a huge gain. That was Litke, a good play call by John Stewart. Have his quarterback go out to the right, throw it back as the defense is all going to the right. Throw it back for a huge gain at Spring Lake Park. And a great play call there by John Stewart, and that will bring an end to the first quarter. Irondale with a 10-7 lead on Spring Lake Park, and we will be right back with the second quarter here on North Metro TV.
Just a reminder, everyone can sit.
Welcome back to Spring Lake Park High School. A fun first half here at Spring Lake Park High School. Probably more fun for Irondale, but still pretty back and forth game so far. We've had some turnovers, we've had 2 touchdowns, and a pretty impressive field goal as well, as Irondale leads by a score of 10-7 and a first down coming up here. And Tauso keeps the ball right there, pickup of a few. And like Coach said to me earlier this week, they just want to gain 3 or 4 yards on first down and just keep in a rhythm, or he said stay on schedule is what he said, and that's what they did there. 2nd and 6 coming up for Spring Lake Park. As Tauso behind center. And he keeps the ball out to the left side. And not much doing here. That'll bring up 3rd down for the Spring Lake Park Panthers. Good play by the Irondale defense. And you don't see Spring Lake Park even in 3rd and 3, so 3rd and 3 coming up. You don't see them really go to the pass that much. Would expect them to keep it on the ground for the most part. And a big 3rd down coming up here. Here's the snap. They do go to the pass to the corner of the end zone, and incomplete right there. trying to go to number 23, Mikey Say. Just kind of a jump ball, kind of Justin Jefferson play in the corner of the end zone, but nothing doing on that one. Just a drop back. And good coverage by number 28, Calvin Richards. So coach takes a chance and it doesn't work out, but still have 4th and 3 coming up here for Spring Lake Park. Oh, and it looks like they might have got the Knights to jump. We'll see what the call is, but I would assume it would be, yep, offsides on Irondale, so a free first down. You really can't afford to give free first downs in that situation deep in your own territory with Spring Lake Park driving the ball, but that's what we got there, and let's see if Spring Lake Park can take advantage. And Towson with the give. Can he get around the block? No. Just short. That's Litke right there. And it looked like a little duel between him and the defensive player just to see who could get outside, but the defensive player won that one, but still a good gain on first down. That makes it 2nd and 2, so 2nd and goal from the 2-yard line here. And we'll see if Spring Lake Park goes to power football on this one. And the give is inside, and he is in for the touchdown. That's Nate Litke with the touchdown. And we thought they might go to power football, and that is exactly what they do. They get the touchdown on that one, and it is 13-10, Spring Lake Park. Nate Litke with the touchdown. Just a good inside handoff, and he punches it in. A senior running back, number 12, Nate Litke. And the extra point is up. And it is good, so a 14-10 game. Spring Lake Park strikes early here in the 2nd, and we'll see the replay once again. Just an inside give to Litke, followed his blockers, then burrowed in for the touchdown. And he gets, obviously, the congratulations from his team, as he should. That's senior Nate Litke right there. And back to kick will be Braden Comer for Spring Lake Park. And here's a return at about the 15-yard line. He's got a little room out to the left, past the 30, to the 40, past the 50, and he is down there right at about the 50-yard line. That is number Gerard Hughes with the return there. And a big gain on the return. So Irondale set up with good field position here, and we'll see what Connor Cavall and the gang can do on offense here. Talked to Coach James Manuel about what it was like being a first-year head coach, and he said the main difference is dealing, and I'll talk about it later, but here's the give inside. He is stuffed by the Spring Lake Park offense, but he said the biggest difference from being the coach to the coordinator is when kids come up to him with questions that aren't about football. When he was a coordinator, he would just say he talked to the coach, but now he is the coach, so he deals with life stuff essentially. And 2nd and 9, a gain of 1 on that one, so definitely a huge transition for James Manuel, but he is handling it well. His team is 2-1 so far. They were 2-3 last year. And here's the snap to Cavall. It's a fake. Looking deep. He's got a man. Oh, and it is dropped by Gerard Hughes, the man who had the good return. He had him wide open, just a case of the drops on that one. He was past the secondary for Spring Lake Park, and we'll see it again here. The fake caught Spring Lake Park off guard, and just off the fingertips, maybe a little short on the throw, but he had him, and that was going to turn into a touchdown if he catches that. So missed opportunity for the Irondale Knights. We have 9 minutes left in the second half. That brings up third down. Here's the snap. Give is inside. And again, he is stuffed. And that's Nima. And that's going to bring up 4th and long. And we'll see what Irondale decides to do. Looks like they're going to bring out the kick team here. But you always got to be ready for a fake, because their kicker is Connor Cavall, their quarterback, but probably not a fake here on this one. Again, a 3-sport athlete, Cavall. Coach says he's the man in all 3 sports. And here's the boot. And fielded at about the 10-yard line. And he's got some room to the outside, past the 40, past the 50. And that's Mikey Say on the return. So it looked like he wasn't even sure he was going to field that one. Thought he was just going to let it go, but what looked like not much of a return turns into a huge return and a big play for Mikey Say. And we've had some huge returns tonight so far, so special teams, a huge part of this one tonight. And Braden Talso under center. And it looks like he keeps it to the outside. Gets it to number 15, number 16. Oh, and it looked like he had a bigger lane than he did. That's Grant Ricker on that one. And they went to Ricker. They started to go to Ricker. They didn't really go to him much in the first half last week, but started to go in the after that. And he averaged about 6 yards a carry last week, and that'll do good for his yards per carry as he picks up 9. Just kind of a spark plug that you can just plug in and make it happen. So a big play on first down. And this time only one running back. Fake throw out to the flats. And Talso keeps it. Not sure if that was designed or if that was more of a busted play, but either way, a good improvisation by Talso as he picks up the first down, just kind of falls forward for it. And Spring Lake Park is driving here with 7 minutes left in the second half. Talso, quick screen out to the right. And that is number 23, Mikey Say, the man who had the great kick return. So Mikey Say, some big plays here so far on this drive. That'll bring up second down at 4. So a gain of 6 on that one. Looked like that was the play they were trying to run last time, but just couldn't execute it, and this time they did. Give is inside to Clausen. And a gain of a few. Brings up third down here. And that's what's so big about picking up a couple yards on a first down. It sets up second down. You don't have to get as many. And that brings up third and short. So 3rd and 1 for Spring Lake Park as Talso is under center. Two wide receivers to the left, 2 running backs behind him. And here's the snap. He keeps the ball and he's out to the right side. Talso past the 20-yard line here. And a good gain, a good decision by Talso. Almost broke it for a first down. That was close on that one, but the defender caught up to him. But still, a good play by Talso, and that brings up 1st and 10. We'll see if Spring Lake Park can take advantage here and punch this into the end zone, already with a 14-10 lead. See if they can make it a 2-score game here. And here's the give inside. And that was a game of 3 on that one. Sorry, some technical difficulties, but we are back now. So 2nd down coming up. And here's a pitch outside. He's got some room to the outside. And a big hit there by number 28, Calvin Richards. But Clausen takes the punishment, but a big 1st down on 2nd and 9. And now we have 1st and goal, and we'll see it here. Just a good decision to get rid of the ball. And he took a huge hit, did Clausen. The helmet came off on that one. But a good gain all the less. And Spring Lake Park is in business here. Two running backs, one wide receiver to the left. It looks like the ball's on the ground. Could we have another giveaway? We'll see what the call from the official is. And it is Irondale ball. So a fumble deep in Irondale territory ruins a very good drive for Spring Lake Park. And that's the 3rd turnover for Spring Lake Park. And yeah, you just see there, I don't think they got a clean give on that one. And Clausen just didn't hang on to the ball and got hit. And turnovers could be the Achilles heel here for Spring Lake Park in this one. Another missed opportunity for Spring Lake Park. And Caval keeps it to the outside, pitches it out to the left. And a huge gain right here. Oh, the ball is out, but at the end, way after the play. And that is number 1, Ralph Nema. So good for him. He fumbled it after he was out of bounds. But Irondale, after getting the turnover, a good play on 1st down, picks up a 1st down. And they can hope to methodically bring this ball up the field and score and not leave much time for Spring Lake Park. And here's the snap. Give is to Ralph again, and he is through the defense, past the 30, past the 40. And Ralph Nema scored the touchdown earlier for Irondale. And they are running him right now, and he is producing for Irondale. And the ball is out to the 46-yard line. Connor Caval hasn't had to do much so far, just give the ball to his running backs, and they've taken care of a lot of the rest. And here's Caval in the shotgun. Rolling to the right. It looks like he's just going to keep it and picks up a couple, takes a tumble on the Spring Lake Park sideline. And it looks like there is a flag on this one. We'll see what the call is here. Probably a hold, I would assume, or a chop blocker. Yep, looks like a hold on Spring Lake or on Irondale here. And that can be debilitating for an offense, particularly when you're humming, and then to get a holding penalty that brings you all the way back, 10 yards back. But you gotta, it's not like it's completely out of the question to when the quarterback holds the ball for that long, that you're gonna get a hold. That's a long time for wide receivers and for your running back and for your offensive line to block. So a lot of times QB scrambles can turn into holding calls, as we saw there. And Caval, 2nd and 24 now. Here's the snap, fakes inside, looking deep. He's got a man deep, and it is caught. That's number 11, C.J. Ritchie. And a big play for Caval and Ritchie. And forget the holding call on 2nd and 24. Coach decides, well, it's not like we're in good position anyway. So he decides to air it out. Just a great pass, a little underthrown, or else Ritchie might have been going to the end zone there, but a great pass by Caval. And they're in business. Caval with the snap, keeps it to the outside. It's a nifty movement, and he is through the line, gets dragged down, and a good gain on 1st down. Caval just keeps it for himself. And we're seeing Irondale running the option a good amount. And we'll see what they decide to do here. They are now inside of the red zone of Spring Lake Park. And 2nd down and 6 coming up for the Irondale offense. And here's the snap, give is inside. Oh, he drops it, but he picks it up. And he is stopped at about the 19-yard line. A mistake by Irondale. Connor Caval tried to hand off the ball, but fumbled it. Thankfully for Irondale, they jumped back on it, and he did what he could with it. But almost a detrimental mistake there, and we'll see it here. Yeah, just a miscommunication between Nima and Caval. And that can be difficult. You'd think that handing off the ball is pretty simple, but that can be difficult, particularly at this level of high school football. And Caval back in the shotgun on 3rd and 12. And here's the snap. He's looking to the corner of the end zone. He's got a man. Oh, almost intercepted. A good play on defense by Taylor, and then almost intercepted by Taylor, or excuse me, we'll see the replay here. We'll see who got it. Yeah, it looks like it was number 4, Trayvon McMiller, and then Taylor almost intercepted it on that one. So we're seeing both coaches, particularly in the red zone, taking chances to the end zone, throwing it up there and giving their wide receivers a chance, but unable to convert on that one. That brings up a 4th and 12 at the 19-yard line. We'll see if they go to the end zone again. And it looks like a timeout for Irondale, as Coach James Manuel wants to talk it over. Might be going to the field goal, not completely sure what he's got in store. So last game against Chanhassen, they really clamped down on the run game for Spring Lake Park. Grant Ricker was really the only running back for Spring Lake Park to have much success. He averaged 6 yards a carry. Nate Lidke was held to 46 yards. Markel Taylor did have 12 tackles for Spring Lake Park in their last game. Taking a look at the Suburban Blue standings. Spring Lake Park yet to play a Suburban Blue game. They are 2-1. Looks like Cooper, Armstrong, and Irondale all 2-1. But in conference, Cooper with a 1-0 record, and then Armstrong 1-1 in conference. So it's going to be a tight race. I believe all 3 teams are pretty good in the Suburban Blue. So it's going to be a fun conference to watch. But right now we got 4th down and 12. Here's the snap. He's looking. He's got a man in the end zone. And he is undercut by the defender, trying to get it to number 11, C.J. Ritchie once again, but a good stop by the Spring Lake Park defense. And they will take over. And we'll see, last week Spring Lake Park had the ball late in the second quarter and didn't really show much urgency. They just kind of continued to run the ball and tried to break it out that way. Didn't really try to move down the field. Bad field position here, but we'll see if they just play conservatively, happy to go into half with a 14-10 lead, or if they try some. Looks like they're going to try a pass on this down, and they've got some room out to the right side, past the 30, past the 40. That was Litke. And it looks like we might have a late hit out of bounds. So this could be gravy for Spring Lake Park here. I believe it's a late hit. We'll see what the call is, but with how Irondale is backing up, it looks like a late hit call. Yep, personal foul, and we'll see it here. Just a pass out to Litke, and he had room to run, and we'll see the late hit. Yep, definitely out of bounds. That's a tough play for number 25, Alton Glodek to judge. But still, you can't hit him when he's out of bounds, and that sets up Spring Lake Park at the 40-yard line. He's back to pass. Oh, and he gets sacked. Didn't really know what to do. That was number 33 in on Owen Lau with the sack on that one. Tauso was kind of tried to do a jump pass, but didn't see anyone open, so he just had to take the sack. Yeah, as you see, tried to do something, tried to maybe do a jump pass, but nothing doing. As looks like we have a timeout on the field here. Probably not sure who took the timeout. I was kind of looking at the replay here. But 2nd and 25. Spring Lake Park took the timeout, it looks like. So 2nd down and 25. So we'll see how aggressive Coach John Stewart is on this one. A big loss, a 15-yard loss on first down is not ideal. But we'll see how aggressive he gets with 1:12 left in the first half. Don't want to make a mistake. Don't want another turnover, which they've had 3 in the first half. But we'll see what the call is here. And there's a snap, the option out to the right. And he's got some room past the 50 to the 40. And that's Clausen on that one. So a good gain on 2nd down and got out of bounds as well. So that's big for, and looks like we have a player down for Irondale. That's number 90, Robert Kim. And obviously wishing him the best and hoping nothing too serious. And it looks like he is up and heading to the sideline, so wish him the best. Good on the crowd, giving him a round of applause. And so 3rd and 14 coming up here for Spring Lake Park. Will they be conservative? Will they go for it? Looks like you got 2 downs to get the first down, but you don't want to give Irondale, who has had some success through the air, a chance here, particularly with a good kicker as well. So we'll see what Tauso and the gang have in store here. There's a snap. He drops back. Throw it to the right, and it is picked off. Picked off, and he's got some room past the 40. That is number 33, Owen Lau. So, and that's the risk you take on 3rd and 14 when you try to throw the ball. You risk an interception, and that is definitely not what Coach John Stewart wanted. Just trying to get the ball out to the flat, and Owen Lau jumped the routes And he gets all the way past the 42, about the 35-yard line. So they have some time they have about a minute here to try to take advantage of the mistake. And here's the snap. Give is inside, and oh, it looks like the ball is on the ground again. Did Spring Lake Park jump on it? We will see. We'll see who comes up with it in the bottom of the pile. Second down, it looks like Irondale got on top of that one. And we'll see it here. Just didn't really get a good exchange, and that was Nasir Hale on that one with the fumble. And the clock is running here. So it doesn't look like Irondale in too much of a rush to get this play off. And he looks back. And he keeps it. He's got some room. Here's Cavall to the left. Oh, and a nice tackle by number 13, Nick Ogile. So a big tackle there. And it looks like Irondale is going to take a timeout. A good job by Cavall. Just saw nothing and decided to get on his high horse and start running there. But a good tackle by Ogile, which prevented him from either getting out of bounds or picking up more yards on that play. So kind of a turn of events here. We thought it was Spring Lake Park driving, but an interception sets Irondale up with good field position, and they are inside of, no, not quite in the red zone yet. And a fun night here so far. A lot of turnovers so far. A lot of mistakes on both teams that I'm sure they'll want to correct at halftime. It's almost like a raining game today. It's almost like there's water on the ball or something, because they are not holding on to the ball well so far. That was a gain of 13 on that one. So 3rd and 1 coming up for Irondale. They want to conserve the time, but they also want to get the first down and think about a shot to the end zone. They have 2 timeouts left. And here's the snap, looking back. The rush comes, oh, but he avoids it. No, he doesn't. Thought he avoided the rush. But he is taken down. And this will be the final timeout for Irondale. Excuse me, they only had 1 timeout left on that one. We'll see the sack here. Just held the ball a little bit too long, waiting for his wide receiver. Almost got through, but it looks like number 14, Jackson Smith, on the sack on that one. That'll bring up 4th and 3. Are they going to kick it? It's a little deep for a kick on this one. So probably something going towards the end zone, because they don't have any timeouts left. But you got to give it a shot. You got to give it a shot and make sure if it's intercepted to get on your high horse and try to make the tackle on a jump ball. Even if they try, Cavall has to throw the ball out of bounds. I don't think Spring Lake Park would try a Hail Mary or something like that. So a lot of options for Irondale here on this one. So 4th and 3 coming up. And the give is inside. No, he keeps it on the outside. And they'll try to spike it here. Will they get it off in time? And they do. So with 2 seconds, or did time expire? We will have to see here. We'll have to see what The ref decides here. Looks like 2 seconds added to the clock, and they will attempt a field goal, a relatively long field goal for high school football. That is number 29, Sean Kawame. He hit one earlier. We'll see if he can knock it through here. Oh, and it is blocked and picked up by Spring Lake Park, and he is off to the races, past the 50. Can he make it to the end zone? No, he cannot. But the field goal is blocked, picked up by Owen Spencer, and almost took it to the house. That would have been devastating for Spring Lake Park, but we sit at halftime at 14-7 Spring Lake Park after a fun first half. We'll be back with first half highlights and the second half coming up next here on North Metro TV. Welcome back to Spring Lake Park High School. A fun first half as Spring Lake Park with a 14-10 lead. For Spring Lake Park, Thompson had a touchdown, as he said, on the first play from scrimmage after a good return. Nate Litke later on had a touchdown, and for Irondale, Nima with the touchdown, and then Kawame with the field goal. And that's where we stand, 14-10, and I'm sure Coach John Stewart will want Spring Lake Park to come out here and clean up their turnovers. They had a good 3 or 4 turnovers in the first half, which really hurt them, particularly deep in their own territory, and set up Irondale. Irondale deferred in the first at the coin flip and decided to give Spring Lake Park the ball. So it will be Irondale football. They'll want to come out of the locker room strong in this one. And Braden Comer to kick, and the kick is off, and we are set for the second half. And he breaks outside. Looks like he's going to be past the 30. Oh, 2 flags come in, so we'll see what the flags is all about here on North Metro TV. Both officials saw something on that. And it looks like we also have a man down that's Markel Taylor for the Spring Lake Park Panthers. Hoping the best for him, hoping he's okay. And it looks like we have a timeout for an injured player. And also we'll see what the flag is all about. But thanks for joining us tonight on North Metro TV. And I got to say, it's a blast bringing you Spring Lake Park football. Again, it's Markel Taylor on the ground right now. He is a 11th grade linebacker for Spring Lake Park. And we'll see what the call of the refs is. Again, these two teams playing for the block, as they call it. It's a little bit of it's a trophy game tonight. Spring Lake Park won it last year. We'll see who comes with it tonight. And right now, just hoping for the best for Markel Taylor as he is being assisted to. And it looks like he is now in a forward position, which is a good sign. And he is now up. Good to see that. Hopefully he is A-OK or will be A-OK in the near future. And a good ovation for him coming off the field. As Spring Lake Park with a 14-10 lead in this one, in the battle for the brick. And it looks like the penalty was on Irondale, so that'll back them up a little bit here at Spring Lake Park High School. Beautiful night for football. As I was coming in about 64 degrees, and I thought to myself, yes, that is absolutely football weather. And just today, a little rainy today if you're out of state, but it was beautiful in the afternoon. And Kaval is under center. Gives to the right to Nima. And he is out for a gain of a couple on that one. Good play on first down. Jackson with the tackle for Spring Lake Park. And we'll see who strikes first here in, it looks like a gain of 6 on that one, so 2nd down and 4 coming up. And we'll see who strikes first here, who kind of gives the first punch in the second half. And two running backs behind Kaval. And here's the snap. He keeps to the right side, pitches out to the running back, and he's got a little bit of room. That again is Nima. So they're riding the Nima train. He did have that one huge run earlier that turned into a touchdown, the only touchdown of the game so far for Spring Lake Park. So Nima having a good game, and it looks like it will be a 1st down and 10 for the for Irondale and their offense. So it looks like he did gain the 1st down on that one. And again, 2 behind Nima once again. Oh, and he is stuffed in the backfield. A great play. A great play right there by the Spring Lake Park defense. And we'll see it here once again. The give was to Nima, and just a huge hit there by number 54, Kyrie Saw, and a big play for the defense to knock Irondale back a little bit. And that'll bring up 2nd down and long. Second down and 12. And, he hits his own. Kaval right there hit his own running back. They kind of missed communication there, but he recovered and got it out to about, I would say, the 36-yard line. So 3rd down, so a good gain on 2nd down for Irondale, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 2 or 3 on this one. So a much more manageable 3rd down after that good play by Kaval. And he's had some good throws tonight and some good runs. I'm impressed by what I'm seeing out of Kaval, the 3-sport athlete. Here's the snap. No, he keeps it. And it looks like the defensive player bit on the fake and committed to the running back, so that gave Kaval some time to pierce some more yards and pick up the 1st down. So Irondale is driving here on their first drive, almost in Spring Lake Park territory here. And number 39 for Irondale comes in. That's Lucas Shaver. We'll see if he factors in. He's a senior running back, 5'11" for Shaver. And here's the snap. He keeps it. No, it looks like the give on the inside. Excuse me, I thought that he kept it on that one. That's how good of a handoff it was. And that was to number 3, Nasir Hale, for a gain of a couple to the 50-yard line. And that'll bring up 2nd down here at Spring Lake Park High School, just into the second half here. And we've got a very good football game tonight. And here's the snap. Give is inside, and he is swarmed by Spring Lake Park defenders. Didn't get many yards, just a couple, maybe to the 48-yard line of Spring Lake Park. And that'll bring up 3rd down and about 5, I do believe. And Kaval, a big spot. They've been able to convert some very important 3rd downs so far in this game. We'll see if they're able to do it here. And a little bit of confusion. 87 thought he was off the play, but then came back into the game. Oh, and a missed opportunity for Irondale as they draw themselves offside. That was really a whole cluster of a play right there. As 87, that was Brady Laurie, the tight end, ran off the field and then ran back onto the field. I don't know if that was planned or if that was confusion, but he ran off the field, ran back onto the field, and then kind of a false snap. Looked like a lot of players moved for Irondale, and that will draw him back. So a confusing play for James Manuel and their offense, but that will bring Spring Lake Park back and bring up a 3rd and about 11 here. Would have been about a 3rd and 6, but now about a 3rd and 11. Or 3rd and 10, excuse me. And the Spring Lake Park fans, let them know about it, the classic "You Can't Do That" chant. And a big play for Caval and this offense. Looking back, throws it, and it is caught for the 1st down and more. That was C.J. Ritchie on the reception there. Oh, but there is a flag down. We will see what the flag is. Could be detrimental to Irondale here, and it looks like it will be as Irondale is moving back. And we'll see what the call is, or if there's any call. I think the refs are kind of discussing it here. Not sure exactly what the call will be, but this will be a big call either way. And all we need is the call. And it looks like it will be on the offense. Legal man downfield call on Irondale, and they are moved all the way back. And they will need a big conversion here. Might just want to make some room for their punter. And that was a big mistake for Irondale as they had the 1st down. Ritchie had the 1st down on that one, but the penalty negates it, and that brings up a 3rd and 15 for Irondale. And the give is inside. No, Caval keeps it to the outside. He's past the 50, and we get another flag on the play. We'll try to sort out this one. Not near enough for the 1st down, but they might have to do it again as we might have a holding call here. I do believe, as it looks like Irondale once again is moving back on this one. Yep, a holding call, so it will be 3rd and 25. So really, Irondale shooting themselves in the foot in this one. They had the offsides penalty, then the illegal man downfield penalty, and now a holding penalty, which cost them a 1st down and a ton of field position in a field position game. A huge mistake for Irondale, as it seems like they are unraveling a little bit, and into the game is for Irondale number 10, the wide receiver, Alexander Sabin. And we will see if he comes into play in this one. But they're going to need something big here. They might not try for it. They might just try to pick up all the yards they can and hold on to the ball and try to punt it away, or make 4th down more manageable. We'll see what they try to do. And here's the snap, fakes inside. It looks like they are going to go for it. Airs it out long. Incomplete, intended for Ritchie. So they take a chance on 3rd down, and the punt team will come out for Irondale. And Spring Lake Park looks like they are going to get the ball back here. Again, the quarterback, Connor Caval, will be doing the honors, doing the punting. Don't expect a fake on this one, I wouldn't assume. And the Panthers did block a punt last week, which led to their only score of the game. Let's see if they can do it again. But this one is off clean. And it looks like, a good bounce for Irondale. A big bounce for Irondale, and they'll just let this ball go and drop it at the 17-yard line, or 16-yard line, excuse me. So huge net on that punt. Probably a mistake by the kick returner not going up and at least fielding that ball and giving it a chance, but you never want to risk a fumble, so sometimes you just got to live with it. But either way, Spring Lake Park will take over with not great field position, but still, at least it's their ball, and they'll be going out here. Again, it's Talso this time, not Clausen under center. A little bit of a switch up in the backfield, and with the and a pass out to the flats. He's got a little room and taken down at about the 23-yard line. That was good play by Spring Lake Park, and that looked a lot like the play that they ran at the beginning of the first play of the first half, which turned into a touchdown. So just a quick swing pass out there and a gain of a few on that one. And the give is inside. He's got some room. And he is gone. That's Aaron Clausen with the touchdown. And just a simple give inside turns into a touchdown. And Spring Lake Park widens their lead in this one. Clausen, once he got through the exterior of the defense, no one left to get him, and Clausen is into the end zone. The senior usually playing quarterback, but this time being used in kick return and as the running back. And Clausen with a huge play on this one. And here's a snap. And the kick is up, and it is good. That was Braden Comer on the field goal there, and huge play for Clausen, and we'll see it here. Just to give inside, he gets past a couple defenders, and he is gone. No one could catch him. They tried, but couldn't catch him, and man, he's got some wheels on that kid, and he goes and takes it for a touchdown, which gives St. Louis Park a 2-score lead. It's been fun to kind of see. It's been kind of fun to kind of see their offense get going in this one, as they really couldn't do it last week. But their offense has gotten going on this one on the ground, and they are busting out some big plays here. That's Aaron Clausen, the senior, usually playing quarterback, this time playing running back, switching between the two, but huge play for him, and big play for Aaron Clausen there. And he's been used a lot. He's been playing well on kick returns as well, and he's made some big plays for Spring Lake Park in this one, including that touchdown. And that is number 8, Comer on the kick. And it looks like that will be out of bounds. So, again, Irondale with the decision to kind of bit them on the last one, making Spring Lake Park re-kick. But it looks like they will make them re-kick as Comer kicks it out of bounds on this one. 21-10 here, Spring Lake Park with the lead. 5:51 left in the second half. Irondale had a drive going in the, oh, it looks like they won't make them re-kick, actually. Looks like they'll just take the ball at the 35-yard line. Probably learning from last time where they lost yards after deciding to make Spring Lake Park re-kick after they kicked it out of bounds. And that is first-year coach James Manuel talking to his quarterback, Connor Caval. Had a great conversation with him earlier this week. Nice guy, a really nice guy. And so is the coach for Spring Lake Park as well. Two great people, John Stewart. And here's the, now he keeps it out to the right. He's got nothing, gets past the defender. Caval is in some trouble, and he gets smashed. way behind the line of scrimmage. Caval, it looked like a rollout. He rolled out to the right, but really had no wide receivers in the area, so he just had to try to improvise and make something happen on itself. We'll see what happened here. Yeah, it looked like he didn't really have any wide receivers. He had a chance to get rid of the ball, but instead tried to take it on himself, and eventually taken down by number 43, Nolan Hendrickson, on that one. So a big loss on first down, and that brings up second down and 16. And here's the snap, or jump the gun. Here's the snap. Caval keeps it out to the right, gets it out to Nima, and Nima is taken down. Not much doing on that play. So we're seeing the Spring Lake Park defense really come to life here after penalties kneecapped the last drive for Irondale. That's a loss of 2 on that one. And good pursuit by the defense. And a good tackle by number 12, Nate Litke, who plays both sides of the ball, as a lot of the team does, or a lot of the players do. That's what's beautiful about high school football. You play, some players playing the entire game. And it looks like we have a penalty here. You see the refs talking about it. And a penalty here will move them back even more. So another penalty on Irondale. They had 3 on their last drive, which totally kneecapped that drive, and another one on them here. And they just keep moving back. Just keep moving back, and not what Coach James Manuel wants out of his Irondale offense right now. And they seem to be in somewhat of a state of disarray right now. And things aren't going good if you're an Irondale fan watching this one. If you're a Spring Lake Park fan, you're on cloud 9 right now. And third and very long, 3rd and 23. Here's the snap, give is inside, and he picks up a couple yards. That was Nima, but not much doing on that one. That'll bring up 4th and long. And that'll bring out the punter for, or actually not bring out, but Connor Caval, I should say, will punt it away. Back to receive for Spring Lake Park is number 23, Mikey Say, who's had a big return already in this one and had a fumble as well. And the kick is away and fielded cleanly, and just really picked up what he could. Tried to go to the outside, saw it wasn't really there, and just decided to mosey on forward and pick up a couple yards. Good job by Mikey Say there, just taking what he can get. And he does get it into, not deep into Irondale territory, but into Irondale territory nonetheless. So job well done. And they get the ball at the 48-yard line. Let's see what if Braden Talso and the offense can get it going here. And going out to the right, pitch out to the right, and not much done there. That was number 12, Litke, made a good play on defense on the defensive side of the ball on the last possession for Irondale. That'll bring up 2nd down and 11 for Spring Lake Park. Still in Irondale territory, just barely, at the 49-yard line. And here's the snap. Give to the running back, and a gain of just a few on that one. But this is what Spring Lake Park is made to do. That was Litke again on the carry on that one. That's what Spring Lake Park is made to play with the lead. Not necessarily made to come back, but with a 21-10 lead here, they can feel pretty confident. Just move the ball on offense and let their defense do what they do. But 3rd and 9, obviously not ideal for Irondale. And here's the snap. Moves out to the left. He's got a little bit of room. Can he get there? And that's Talso with the keeper on that one. And it looks like he'll be short of the fourth, excuse me, not short of the fourth down. Short of the first down here. So 4th down and 2 coming up for Spring Lake Park. And it looks like he's deciding Coach John Stewart will keep the offense on the field. And like we've said so far, this is no man's land kind of for Spring Lake Park. And really any team. And here's a snap. He keeps it. Talso jumps forward. Did he get enough for the first down? Irondale is saying no. And it looks like the ref is saying no as well, but they're going to talk about it. Talso just kept it on that one, tried to leap forward for the first down. And I'm not great at reading lips, but I believe one of the refs just said short, and yes, it looks like it will be Irondale ball. Yes, it is Irondale ball on that one. So Talso fakes the inside, just tried to leap forward, tried to get as much as he could, and he was just short, and Irondale takes over on offense. A good attempt by Talso to try to get it there, but unfortunately could not go the extra mile, or I guess the extra inch or so on that one, and gives Cabal a chance with the ball at the 39-yard line. 1st and 10 here. Cabal with the snap, keeps it out, pitches out to the right, and a good job by Nima to pick up anything. He completely changed direction on that one. Thought he was going to be dead to rights in the backfield, but he was able to pick up a couple yards on that one. As it looks like we have an injured player. I believe that is number 13, Nick Ogile. And obviously, like we've said with the other injuries so far, wishing them the best. Don't want to see anybody get hurt. And that is Nick Ogile, the 12th grader, 6'2", 215. Oh, excuse me. That was number 33, Caden Carson. Excuse me on that one. I saw the 3, not the 1, but that is Caden Carson. And it looks like he is up. And wishing him all the best, as always. And that brings up second down and 6 for the Irondale offense, as we see him. Number 33, Caden Carson, defensive lineman, 12th grader. So 2nd down and 6 coming up for Irondale. And here's a snap. Throw a little high and through the hands of C.J. Ritchie. They're really trying to get the ball to Ritchie when they do pass the ball, but unable to get it there on that one. It was a little high. Ritchie probably still should have had that one, but it just goes through his hands, and we'll see it again here. Good drop back, good throw, and just a little high. Ritchie probably should have had it, but nonetheless brings up 3rd down. And a big play here for Cabal and this Irondale offense with 23 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Down 21-10. And Cabal with the snap. Give is on the inside. Oh, and he's got some room, bounces off a tackle. We do have a penalty being called. That was Nima on the run there. But we do have a penalty. We'll see what the call is here. I would assume holding. Yep, holding on a holding call on Irondale. So again, penalties coming back to bite Irondale here. They had that long conversion earlier on, which turned into a penalty, then another penalty after that. Then probably what would have been a 1st down here turns into a 3rd down and long. So penalties really hurting Irondale in this one. As the clock rolls here, about 10 seconds left in the third quarter. And here's the snap. Oh, here comes the pressure. The ball is on the floor. Who's got it? And it looks like Irondale did end up coming back with the ball. And that's the end of the third quarter as Spring Lake Park leads 21-10. And we'll be right back on North Metro TV.
Every day,
millions of people
are connecting.
And even though we're overcoming obstacles,
watching each other's backs,
and banding together,
we should still make an effort.
We should still make an effort
to get to know each other
on a deeper level.
Father,
cosplayer,
mentor,
actor.
It's time we take a step forward.
It's time we take a step forward.
Come together
and discover
how accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
And we'll take a look at the last fumble in a second here. Spring Lake Park with a 21-10 lead. And we'll take a look at this one as he was looking deep, and number 43 gets him on the ground, and then a mad scramble. Number 43 is Nolan Hendrickson for Spring Lake Park. A big play by him as the fans enjoy some Neil Diamond, Sweet Caroline, as they always play at the start of the fourth quarter. Fans getting into this one. Of course, it is tackle cancer night, so the fans all wearing pink tonight. The Randy Shavers tackle cancel, and the kick is off. And a fair catch called for by Mikey Say. And Spring Lake Park, good to field position, and it sets up well for their offense, just trying to milk the clock here, not give Irondale and Connor Cavall much of an opportunity to run down the field. So it's like Coach was talking about. He just wants to pick up 3 or 4 yards on every single play. And if they can do that here, they can really grind out this clock, although we are early in the fourth quarter. And here's the give inside. No, it is snuffed out by the Irondale defense. Good job by Telso just to get anything, and really not to give, just straight up give Irondale the ball there, as there was some commotion in the backfield on that one. Just kind of a busted play on that one. Didn't really work, but hey, what plays are going to work? Not all of them. Some of them will, some of them won't. Good job by Telso just to gain 1 on that play. I do believe that was a gain of 1. So brings up 2nd down and 9 for the Spring Lake Park Panthers. And the give is inside, and he is stuffed right at about the 45-yard line. That was number 13, Nick Ogile, with the run on that one. That'll brings up, so ball right at that'll bring up about a 3rd down and 8. So gain of 1 on that play. So the credit to the Irondale defense. They are standing tough here and causing a 3rd and long. But as we see in no man's land, Spring Lake Park likely to go for it on 4th down, particularly if they can pick up a couple yards here on 3rd down. But we'll see what Coach decides to do, Coach John Stewart. And there's a snap, looking back, throws it up, he's got a man! Incomplete, just off the hands of Peyton Thompson. He had the touchdown earlier today, but unable to bring it in. I like John Stewart on that one, just giving it a shot in no man's land, trying to throw one up, and they almost had it. We'll see it here. Good blocking up front, and just a throw just off the hands of Thompson. Almost brought it in, but unable to bring it in. A good throw, absolutely, by Telso. And it looks like Carson to punt for the Panthers. And a good punt here. We'll see how the coverage team gets there. Oh, just goes into the end zone. Looked like the return man kind of fell a little bit, but unfortunately, Spring Lake Park unable to get there. It's really confusing because I don't know if you're a fan of the TV show on NBC, Friday Night Lights, but Spring Lake Park does look a lot. Their jerseys look a lot like Spring Lake Park, so it looks like I'm watching an episode of Friday Night Lights, which is a good thing. They're a good team, but Caval coming back on offense here. If you haven't seen that show, you should check it out. It's really good. But Caval coming back down 21-10. Caval with the give. No, he keeps it, and he is swarmed in the backfield. A good play by the defense. And that was number 12, Litke, on the playing both sides of the ball, hustling all over the field, and he snuffed out that play from the beginning for a loss on the play as we tick inside 10 minutes here at Spring Lake Park High School. Irondale's got to get something going down the field. They do have all their timeouts left and don't really want to think about time here, but it's definitely a factor. Rolls out to the left as Caval pitches it over to Nima, and he is through some blockers to about the 20-yard line. And then once again, we'll bring up 3rd down and long. The Spring Lake Park defense is tightening up here. 3rd down and 9 coming up for Irondale. And you got to think, is this 2-down territory? I know they're deep in their own, or sorry, excuse me, 4-down territory. This isn't the CFL where they have 2-down territory. But is this 4-down territory for Irondale? I think Coach James Manuel thinks about it. I'm not saying he's going to do it, but he's got to think about it. And it looks like someone jumped on the line. We'll see who it's on. I definitely saw a Spring Lake Park player, but it is on Irondale. So they have backed up once again. Again, penalties just being a killer for Irondale so far, particularly in the second half. Really, penalties have been detrimental to Irondale's attempt to come back in this one. And again, Spring Lake Park faithful doing the "You Can't Do That" chant, classic in any high school football game, or really any football game. I'm sure they do it in college as well. So 4th and 14 coming up here for Irondale and Connor Caval. Here's a give inside. Just moseys forward. And a gain of only a few on that one. That'll bring up 4th down and long. It looks like the punt team is coming out. So Spring Lake Park should get the ball with pretty good field position here. Mikey Say back for the return. Just got to make sure to field it cleanly. Whatever you do, don't need to break off a touchdown here with the lead. Just don't fumble it away. And that is Caval back with the punt and the right-footed kick. Fielded by Say at about the 44. Just goes forward a little bit to the, I almost said the 52-yard line. That does not exist. About the 46-yard line of Irondale. And Spring Lake Park back with the ball, about 7:30 left in the game, and they are in prime position to milk this clock away. We'll see if they can do that. As again, Talso under center, and he goes out to the right, pitches it out to Clausen, and he picks up a couple. That's what Coach wants to do, just pick up 3 or 4 on each down, and if you're doing the math at home, that should turn into a first down pretty much every time. Now, that doesn't leave a lot of error for penalties and stuff like that, but obviously you want to avoid penalties. Brings up 2nd down and 7. And the clock just keeps on ticking for Spring Lake Park, and that's what you want it to do. About 7 minutes left here in the second half. And here's the run out to the right by Talso, and he picks up a couple. Good decision to just eat it and pick up what you can by Talso, not pitching it out and risking a fumble on that one. So that brings up 3rd down and 2 for Spring Lake Park. An opportunity to just keep ticking away at this clock and maybe put the nail in the coffin with an eventual touchdown. But first you just got to, 3rd down and 3, excuse me. First you just got to get that first down. And here's the pitch out to Clausen, a good tackle by number 28, Calvin Richards. So a good tackle on that one, and it looks like he is short of the first down by about, I would say, a couple inches, maybe a half yard or so. So that brings up 4th down and a very short one. A great tackle out there by Richards. And bunch formation, 3 guys in the backfield, could just be a lunge forward. Now the give is to Litke, and he picks up the first down. Just power football, that's what Spring Lake Park does, and they do it well, and that's what you're seeing in this one, just straight power football as Litke picks up the first down, just runs forward, and continuing to run down that clock. Next snap should be inside, I would say, about 5 minutes here at Spring Lake Park High School. Oh, and the fake. Talso with the fake. Faked me out, I'll tell you that. A good fake handoff there and a good gain on first down. Good for Irondale. A couple players were paying attention on that one, or else Talso would have had a huge gain, maybe even a touchdown on that one. But a good fake by Talso. That brings up 2nd down and 3 for Spring Lake Park in their offense. Again, 3 running backs and no wide receivers out. Oh, and he trips, but gives it to Ogile. And he picks up the first down. So again, this is what we see Spring Lake Park likes to do, just methodically bring the ball up the field. They're not trying to do anything flashy. They're not trying to do too much in this one. So we'll see the replay here. 3 guys in the backfield. Just give to Ogile. He follows his blockers, finds the lane, and picks up the first down on that one. This is exactly what Spring Lake Park wants to do. They want to play with the lead. I mean, any team does, but play with the lead and milk the clock. That's exactly. And this time, 3 wide receivers, 1 in the backfield. And it looks like there's a flag on the play on this one. So a delay of game penalty on Spring Lake Park, which will knock them back a little bit. 1st and 15 coming up for Spring Lake Park as we tick inside 4 minutes here at Spring Lake Park High School. Again, a beautiful night for football. Just picture perfect. When you think fall football, this is what I think of. Leaves are starting to turn. It's just perfect here in Minnesota right now. I believe the first day of fall was yesterday, so we are in fall. As Talso fakes to the running back and runs through the line for a decent gain on first down. Beautiful night here at Spring Lake Park High School. Just picture perfect, exactly what you would want. Cannot wait to see the leaf piles as we go towards Halloween. Just a great time of the year here. And also you got high school football. What could be better? You got high school on Friday, college on Saturday, pros on Sunday as Talso gives it out to number 9. Excuse me, that's number 8. Braden Comer with the carry on that one. He picks up a few, I do believe. 3rd and 11 coming up here for Spring Lake Park. But I don't think they're too worried about that as we tick inside 3 minutes here. They probably see this as 2-down territory, and even if they don't get the first down, it's as good as a good punt because it'll put Irondale deep in their own territory. And here's the give, and that is snuffed out by a couple of Irondale defenders. That was number 13, Ogile, on the run there. That'll bring up 4th down and long, and it looks like Irondale will take their first time out here, trying to conserve that clock. 2:31 left here in the second half. Probably wouldn't be taking timeouts if it was the first half, but Spring Lake Park with the 21-10 lead. Again, so far the scoring, Peyton Thompson with a touchdown today. Also Nemo with a touchdown, Litke with a touchdown, and Clausen with a touchdown. As we see the opposing fans for Irondale over there, not particularly thrilled about what they're seeing on the field right now, but still having fun. It's always fun to travel and try to pull out the win on the opposing team's field. Bunch of fans out here tonight. A good game going on at Spring Lake Park battles Irondale. And 4th and 11 coming up. I would assume they would keep the ball on the ground here, or maybe take a shot, but I would assume they'd keep the ball on the ground and just try to conserve that clock. As Talso out to the right has a little bit of room. Oh, a truck stick. I think you would call that a Madden truck stick by number 13, Nick Ogile. And he's short of the first down, unfortunately, but just a huge play. Just kind of chucked off his defender, and we will see it here. Just an option out to the left side, and you'll see it here. Ogile just with the truck stick on the defender and gets into his face a little bit. That was Foster Mulvihill. And I think Ogile will be pumped up after that one. I know for sure I would if I truck stick someone like that. Just get out of my way. Nick Ogile, the senior defensive lineman and also running back, so playing both sides of the ball. And Caval's got to go on this one. Fakes, doesn't see anything that he likes, tries to get out of bounds, and will get out to about the 16-yard line. So a decent gain on first down, but the clock keeps ticking. Again, the clock does stop on first downs. And I think if you're Caval, you got to show a little urgency here if you're the Irondale offense. Maybe consider going to a no huddle. I don't know if that's how they operate, but only a gain of 4 on that one. And they are letting this clock tick inside going to be inside 150 by the time they snap the ball. They got to show a little urgency here. And the snap. Looking again, he escapes the rush, throws it out to the flat. Oh, and he had an open man, just dropped it. That's number 20, Thomas Westbrook. He had for a pretty big gain on that one, just unable to get it to him. And Westbrook drops the ball on that one. And only 1:37 left, so a lot of time wasted on that play right there. Unable to get off the snap until a lot of time came off the clock. So good to see the ball thrown downfield, but you got to be a little more urgent on this one. And Cabal in the backfield gets a snap. Looking, oh, and he is swarmed by a defender, and that'll go down as a sack. That is number 43, Nolan Hendrickson with the sack. And that'll, for the most part, put the nail in the coffin. That's the linebacker senior, number 43, Nolan Hendrickson. Huge sack for him. And we'll see here, but it looks like Irondale might just be waving the white flag on this one. It looks like they're going to punt it away. Would be 4th down and forever on this one. And you got to watch for a fake, but don't see it coming here. And Mikey Say lets the ball go. and just should be a couple kneels for Spring Lake Park on offense, and they should come away with the victory. A much-needed win after they couldn't get their offense going against Chanhassen, but it looks like it will go down as a 21-10 victory. And I forgot about that. They will be ready to hoist the block already on their sideline. And looks like they are getting ready to hoist this thing. Can't do it too fast. Can't touch it yet. I wouldn't touch it yet. But it's pretty much a foregone conclusion unless there's a fumble here, and there was not one. Might have to get off one more snap here at Spring Lake Park High School, but beyond that, just field the snap cleanly, get down to a knee, and go celebrate with the block with the win over Irondale. Again, last year's game, Spring Lake Park was victorious 21-0. Oh, it looks like they're not even going to do another play. So Spring Lake Park is victorious in this one by a score of 21-10. And they retain the block. They bring it home for the fans. And a hard-fought game between Irondale and Spring Lake Park in this one. I think just for Irondale, too many penalties, and I'm sure James Manuel will want to clean that up after a little bit in their next game. But for Spring Lake Park, they did what they wanted to do, picked up a couple yards on first down every play, and just got it done on defense and on offense. So that's your final. Spring Lake Park with the victory. My name is Gabe Anderson. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and make sure to go to northmetrotv.com to see what other games we are going to be broadcasting this year, because we got you covered with tons of games coming your way. Again, my name is Gabe Anderson. Have yourself a fantastic night, and this has been high school football on North Metro TV.